This is the Halftime Show with Omar Al-Duri on Pulse 95.
So now, welcome to the Halftime Show on Pulse 95 Radio with your boy Omar Al-Duri. Coming up on the show today, now we talk about esport athletes, and what better time of the year than to be experiencing the premier world final esports championship in Counter-Strike. So why not bring in one of the best players in the world? Nikola Kovac is going to be on the show today on Pulse 95 Radio right ahead of his massive world championship. All that, we're going to ask him everything from how he prepares, what makes him stand out from all the rest, and what it takes to become a world champion. All that and more on the only place to be at 3, the Halftime Show on Pulse 95.
This is the Halftime Show with Omar Al-Duri on Pulse 95.
Salam and welcome to the Halftime Show on Pulse 95 Radio with your boy Omar Al-Duri. And as I just said to you now in the intro, Nikola Kovac is on the show. The Counter-Strike star is here, and he's on your screens in the heart of Sharjah on Pulse 95 Radio. Nico, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thank you.
Listen, great to have you here. I had a look at all the amazing stuff you've been doing, but I think what we want to do is we want to start from where it all started for you. It says you've been an active player since 2009, but something tells me you started way before that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing for a while. I've started when I was pretty young. I was 8 years of old, or 8 years of age. So yeah, it's been 19 years since I started playing CS. Probably I started competing when I was around 10, 11 years old. I started going to the local events and started playing some events with my friends over there. So yeah, it's been a long journey so far.
When did it transition for you that you are turning out into this being like a full-time thing? This is exactly what you do. There's so much on the line. When did it transition for you?
I would say that like when it transitioned to me, it's probably when I joined my first international team that actually was playing at the highest level, or actually when I turned like professional pretty much. Before that, everything was yes, I was loving the game and I was playing it a lot, but it was not really sustainable. I was just kind of wasting money, going to tournaments. There was no salaries. Prize money was very low. So when you go to tournament, you spend more than you earn, even if you win. So everything was, it was a bit uncertain. My parents were, sorry. My parents were supporting me from the start, and they are probably the biggest reason for my success and why I started playing so early. And yeah, but once I joined Mousesports, that's when I started my professional career, and that's when I was like, okay, now I'm committed to this, and I have to give it my all, and that's how it all started.
Walk me through that early process when you say that you spend money. People don't see that side of what you do. What do you spend money on, and how do you survive in that?
Yeah, I mean, like if you go to tournament like before, like you had to pay the fee to participate, then you have to obviously cover your travel costs and like for food and everything. So and we fight for like I don't know 1,000 euros prize money, sometimes even less, or most of the time even less. So like even when you win the tournament, you're always losing money.
Yeah.
But obviously we're doing it for the passion back then. We loved playing the game. We loved hanging out with other players, friends, and it was just fun back then. But that's the biggest reason why we were doing it. So yeah, it's just I think no one could have seen esports growing so big back then, but I would say that everyone was hoping to. And yeah, it's been a challenge to break through, especially for me coming from the a bit smaller country that was not very known for CS. So it was a tough challenge for me to break through, but here I am.
One of the things you mentioned was family and support. Is that common from where you come from for the family to be so supportive in anything that their child decides to do?
Yeah, definitely not. I think now it's getting a bit better when people actually see like that esports is growing and that you can live from it. But back then, like if my parents weren't into gaming because they were having the PC cafe club and they actually know everything about the gaming, like if it weren't for that, I don't think they would be like supporting me that hard. But I think like in our countries or in my country, it's just like you have to finish the school in order like to to survive. Basically, you have to like it's even very hard to afford the PC, the good PC. You know, it's very expensive. Our standards are pretty low, so it's very hard breaking through from country like Bosnia. I'm sure there's like more countries like that, but I'm just speaking for my case. So yeah, it's very hard for some. Well, I understand parents like they don't want to let their kid play, you know, all the time, and then they mess up in the school and stuff like that. So obviously, I think you should always make sure that like the school is the priority, but I would like for parents to actually acknowledge the esports as well, that you can actually earn pretty good money from esports and live from it.
You said your family were gamers. So now I'm just picturing you guys sitting around gaming. Who wins?
Yeah, pretty much. I was playing CS with my dad back then. Yeah.
That's awesome. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back after this.
This is the halftime show with Omar Al on Pulse 95.
So, welcome back to the halftime show. Now, if that wasn't an insight on Counter-Strike's star and world star gamer, about parents, about support system, about where he's from, all these things, this is really, really interesting from my side because, Nico, you've been in contention for the title Best Player in the World. Now, how many hours of practice does that take for those aspiring to reach your levels? Because from the outside, people don't see the amount of dedication and time that you put into it.
Yeah, it's been a grind. I mean, obviously, when I was younger, I was playing way more than I am right now. I think it's harder for me to focus as I was when I was 15 years old. I think when I was a younger kid, I was playing probably 12 hours a day, but probably more at some point as well, especially like on my off days from school. I was just grinding them all the time. But yeah, I've been competing at the highest level for a very long time, and I'm really happy that I'm able to sustain that level, even with the younger players coming up and uh, even like the standards are getting a bit higher. The ceiling is getting higher. The players are better in general. So I'm really happy that I'm like at least keeping up with them. But yeah, it's just about the dedication. I would say obviously there's talent as well included, but it's the grind that matters the most. It's the hours that you put in, and it's also how you think about the game and the progress that you have to make in order to keep up with everything. So yeah.
Experience is definitely something on your side, but also you mentioned focus. What do you do to stay focused?
What I do to stay focused, I mean, I just try to. I mean, obviously, you have goals and you focus on those goals, and you just try to achieve them. You always remember what you want to achieve, and that's what pushes me the most. But other than that, it's also love for the game. I love the game and I love competing. I love winning. I love traveling. I love playing in front of the crowd. There's a lot of factors why I'm still here. So yeah, but focus is definitely one thing that it's a bit harder to do when you are getting older. But I'm trying to be more efficient than before. Before as a kid, I was just grinding the game no matter what. Now I'm trying to use a bit my focus a bit smarter, focusing on other things, focusing a bit more on efficiency. So yeah.
We have to also remind the fans, by the way, and those that are getting to know you in the show, when he says he's getting older, he's not that old. You're in your mid-20s,
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah, I'm 26 right now.
Yeah. Just in case those people are saying they're looking at me and they're looking at you and thinking, what the hell does he mean he's getting old?
Yeah, I mean, just in general, like for the esports, I'm
Yeah.
getting a bit,
Mature.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good word.
Yeah. What's speaking about that, because I've never asked this question before. When does a player step away from the game, or do they never ever step away from the game?
I mean, as of right now, like I think most like pro players have kind of retired around 32, 33 years old. Still believe they play the game, but I think that this generation now of the players will actually try to push and see how long you can actually play. I mean, we are seeing now Kerrigan and some other players like Snappy play the game at the 33 years old. So and they're still competing at the highest level. So I think there is no really deadline for you when you like have to stop playing. It's just about how you feel, and I would say where you are at your career. And yeah, but I really believe that this generation can go at least to 35, 36 years old, and maybe even more. And there's, as I said, sometimes you maybe lose a bit of individual level, but there's a lot of other uh, things that you can contribute to the team and help the team achieve some good results.
And then do you ever consider going into coaching after that?
Uh, I mean, definitely. I mean, I don't want to speak too much in the future. I don't know what's going to be in 5, 6, 7, 8 years. But
Yeah.
if the CS is still around, and I'm still willing to travel and put in hours, then obviously coaching is the first thing that will come to my mind, and that's definitely maybe the thing that I would like to work with. But as I said, it's there's still plenty of time until then, and we'll see how everything plays out.
Fantastic. Right, but folks, we'll be right back after this break.
This is the halftime show with Omar Al on Pulse
Again,
95.
another insight into Nikola Kovac on halftime show on Pulse 95 Radio. By the way, you can catch a show every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 3 to 4 UAE time, and all of them are available on podcasts and YouTube as well. Nico, I got to ask you as well, man. We're coming up to this part of the year where it's an exciting part of the year because obviously the Premier World Finals happening. People often reflect on how the year went. You seem like a guy full of focus, very, very determined. What did you take away from this past year?
What did I take away from the past year? I would say that it's been a pretty good year considering how the last one went, for example. We have won one of the or the one of the two biggest trophies in the year that we have. I am Katowice and I'm Cologne. So that's like pretty good result. Obviously, we failed at the majors, but it is what it is. But overall, the year was, I would say, pretty satisfied with what we are trying to build. I would say that if we do a very good result here at Blast World Finals, I would say that the year was pretty good for us. When I say good, I say that we lift the trophy, and if we manage to lift the trophy, I think that the year was pretty successful, even though we have failed the majors. So yeah, I think, as I said, uh, considering that we have won the two biggest trophies, uh, is a pretty good thing already.
It seems like a pretty good year and also seems like something that you continually look to add. When the ceiling is so high, man, how do you start to find that difference to turn a great year into an unbelievable year?
Uh, yeah, I mean, it's a lot about consistency right now, and I think we have seen a lot of teams struggle to win a couple of events in a row. I think FaZe have managed to do it now in the CS2, but I believe it's the only reason why they managed to do it is because it's a new game and they were a few steps ahead of the other teams. But it's very hard to win a couple of events in a row. So I think what most of the teams are doing, like they try to focus particularly on specific events and the events that they really want to do well. And yeah, I think everyone is working towards that goal where you try to create an era, you try to win a couple of events in a row, and yeah, I think that's probably the difference between having a good year and unbelievable year. So that's what we are trying to achieve, all of us, I would say.
Last Premier World Final is in Abu Dhabi. It starts from the 13th to the 17th. The world's best esports players will be in action on a $1 million prize pool. Walk us through your preparation and how your day looks when all that pressure is happening. You said earlier, you focus on certain things, you do certain things. What kind of things do you do behind the scenes without giving away to your opponents, obviously, that gets you in that frame of mind?
Um, I mean, we don't really do anything crazy that other teams don't. We just came from boot camp, from 2 weeks boot camp preparation that we had for this event, and yeah, it's just as I said, we don't do really anything crazy. We have a normal day where we just prepare for the opponents for 2 hours, and we just go on and we just compete. But yeah, that's as I said, nothing is really crazy happening when it comes to the preparation.
Yeah.
It's yeah, nothing really too crazy.
What's on the playlist? What do you listen to? Do you listen to music, podcasts? What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, when you come to the stage, you mostly listen to the music, and I think everyone does that, and they just focus and they try to calm their mind a bit and just focus on the game. So yeah, that's definitely one thing that I think most of the players are doing.
Yeah. Do you have a track that gets you in the mood for it, or do you have a track that calms you down?
No, I don't really have any specific like songs that really. I just listen to what I like listen that moment pretty much.
Mhm, mhm. Pretty chilled and pretty relaxed. Listen, we wish you all the best here from Sharjah. Well done on a great year. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, and we can't wait to see your success over the next couple of days.
Thank you. It was good talking to you.
Thanks, dude.
All the best. Take care, guys.
This is the halftime show with Omar Al Duri on Pulse
And there
95.
you have it, folks. The counter-star esports player, Nikola Kovac, was very, very calm, very chilled. You can tell that he's already in kind of fight mode, really. Sometimes those that are quiet are probably the most that you need to worry about. And I think even in terms of his experience and the way he was speaking, he's only 26, but he was talking about it from a veteran point of view, and then there's so much more to offer. So normally when it comes to interviews with esports players or even athletes in general, you kind of feel that they're either very, very close to time and it's almost time to settle rather than them really ramp it up. While some other people, they normally like to kind of get into other people's heads, the mind games start, they throw things out there for you to kind of suss out. But I think with him, he was very, very chilled. And that's one of the things on Pulse 95 Radio. We get so many different type of athletes, of personalities and characters to be able to kind of demonstrate what they're doing. The World Final Premier Championship for esports players will be Wednesday the 13th, all the way down to Sunday the 17th. And if you do check it out, the group stages are normally Wednesday, Thursday, and then the quarterfinal is on Friday the 15th of December. And then on Saturday the 16th of December, the semifinals, and then the final will be on the Sunday. So make sure you check it out. I won't be there this year. I was there last year, and I have to tell you, it was unbelievable. Very, very I mean, just it was like a crazy event, a full stage, a whole stadium, VIP rooms, normal rooms, them coming to the stage like they're about to perform a concert. It was something I've never seen before, and I really didn't know what to expect, but I know these guys do it big. So make sure you check it out and let us know what you think of the show on Pulse 95 Radio. I will see you guys same time, same place on Saturday, 3 to 4 UAE time. And I will take care and see you soon, guys. All the best.